How's it going, my friends? Judith Vergara here, coming into you live again for today's episode of the Daily Whip-sdom, okay? The Daily Whip-sdom basically is your daily source of tips from the whip while I'm in my whip. Daily tips from the whip to keep your mindset lean and mean, okay? So today I'm going to talk to you about how you could use and leverage your own story, right? To attract the ideal customer, ideal client, ideal friend, ideal relationship, or ideal partner, etc. Whatever it is, right, that you're trying to attract in your life, right? Because we all know, and I always say it, you have to be polarizing, okay? Not everyone that is walking or not everyone that is breathing is a prospect, right? That's not the case, right? I mean, you don't want to be working with someone who's deadbeat and doesn't really do anything, right? That's not what you want for your team. So that's why you have to attract the ideal client or the ideal team member, right? And that's what we're going to talk about, is how you could leverage your own story, okay? So you see, yesterday I was talking to a good friend of mine, Kimberly, if you're watching, hello. She was telling me about, I was talking to her about how I'm so excited about the new vlog, the Daily Whip-sdom, right? And then she mentioned something that I did in the past, and she said, you can't do that back then, but now you can do this and all that stuff, right? And then I started making excuses for it. I started pussyfooting around the subject. I started making excuses for it. I turned it into a joke. And then that's when she said, listen, Judith, this is what's so frustrating about you, is that you're so ashamed of the past that you shouldn't be, right? She's like, you shouldn't be. Like, I get it. That's not who you are anymore. But don't forget where you came from. And then I suddenly had this epiphany where my mentor, right, Misha, he's always saying, leverage your story, 60-second sales hook, right? And I've been using certain parts of my story to help me leverage and position myself, telling people how to get to where I am. But the thing is, I'm ashamed of certain parts of my story. And now what's happening is I'm trying to conceal it. I'm trying to make excuses for it. And then it ends up bombing, right? It ends up bombing right in my face, which kind of, hey David, how's it going? I see that you just hopped on. It's what happens is then you end up not, you don't attract the real customer because you're not relatable, right? Like, you're not relatable. So you're not, sorry, I'm just a little distracted here, distracted driving. Sorry, you're not relatable, so you're just another robot. You're just another sales rep to them. Okay, you have to show them you're human. You have a story. You where you came from, who you are, what you stand for, all that stuff, right? So what I'm trying to get at here today is, do not be ashamed of your story, right? You could make a lot of excuses for it. Like, I get it. That's not who you are anymore. That's not what you stand for anymore. And yeah, we've all done things that we're ashamed of. But that's nothing that doesn't mean that you should be concealing it and all that stuff. Instead, use that, leverage that, right? There's plenty of resources out there. Even I could help you out, actually, on how to properly use it, right? Like, it's called the 60-second sales hook, wherein you use certain parts of your story to leverage and kind of explain who you are now and who you were then, right? Again, 60-second sales hook. Definitely Google that. That's pretty cool. So yeah, like, you shouldn't be concealing who you are in the past. Like, I get it, okay? And understand this, nothing is an accident. How about that? Nothing is an accident, okay? So now, having said that, who you are now came from a chain of events, right? If you ask me, I'm ashamed of certain parts of my past, but it brought me to where I am today, right? If I didn't join network marketing about a year ago, I wouldn't get here today, right? If I didn't buy into that home business opportunity late last year, then I wouldn't have met my mentor Misha, right? And then if I didn't, so basically it's a chain of events. Your mistakes brought you to where you are today, so they're nothing to be ashamed of. Like, I get it, some of them you can't help but be ashamed of, right? Then it is what it is. Leverage that. Instead of having this negative feeling inside you about it, use it to your advantage. Turn every single negative into a positive. All right, so that's what I'm gonna end it at today. Remember, okay, nothing is an accident. Whatever you were in the past brought you to where you are today, and you could leverage that. Okay, turn the negative experience and turn it into a positive and use it for your present today. All right, so that's it. That's the message for today. Hope you got tons of value out of my random thoughts today, my cluttered mind. Hope you got tons of value out of today's video. All right, don't forget to like, share, comment, and yeah, we'll see you in tomorrow's episode of the Daily Whip-sdom. All right, we'll talk to you later. Cheers.